Well, it's Friday and it's September, so it must be SPAMtember. That's right. We're going to make another delicious Spam recipe. It is so good. So creamy. I'll give you a sneak peek. We are making some Spam cheesy chowder. Oh, it smells so good too. Now, if you've been watching the videos in September, every Monday through Friday is a new Spam recipe put on by a bunch of different channels. I have the posting date and the channel links all down below. And be sure you check out each video, comment on them, and then you might be the lucky person this year that wins your own Spam slicer. All you have to do is comment on a video, and one of the SPAMtember videos will be picked at the end of the month, and one comment on that. Completely random, but the more videos you watch, the better your chances. Now, SPAMtember originated because of September being Preparedness Month in the United States. And we all know preppers love their Spam. And today is no exception. We are making a creamy, cheesy Spam chowder. It is so good. And it's relatively easy to make. So let's get started. For this recipe, we're going to need 1 can of Spam. And we're going to need a lot of cheese. I have 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, and then 1 cup I shredded of the Gruyere cheese. I think that'll give it extra layer of flavor. And then you're going to need 3 cups whole milk. Instead, I put in 2 cups whipping cream and 1 cup whole milk. Again, making it richer. And then you're going to want a large onion diced up, and maybe about 4 small to medium potatoes diced, and probably 4 carrots diced. I didn't have that, so I would have liked to have more carrots. And then we have 1 can of corn. And here we have cooking stock, and we want to have about 1.5 cups. And I'm going to add just a little bit of this juice. Just give it a sweeter flavor. And then we're going to need 3 tablespoons of flour. And of course, you can salt and pepper to taste. Now let's get started. So let's open our Spam. Loosen it up a little, and then it comes right out. And we're going to want to dice our Spam. And I'm going to use this handy dandy Spam dicer. Okay, so we just push down like this. Isn't that easy? And then put it again like this. And we're going to slice it the other way. And if you're really clever, maybe you can slice it again, but I'm not. So right now, we need to have this go this way. We're just dicing it up. Okay, and then if any are too long, you can cut them again. But like I said, this cuts up really easy. So there's a couple that didn't get cut. And that's it for a diced Spam. Now I'm melting up a little bacon fat. See? You can use whatever fat you want. And I'm just going to put in the Spam. and onions. And if you have a lot of carrots too, put those in now. And we're just going to cook this just a little bit until the onions become soft. So we'll be back. Okay, the onions are getting translucent. Looking good. Now we're going to put the flour in and mix it through. And then we're going to pour equal amounts of our milk and our broth. Mix that up. Okay, a little more. And the rest. Again, mix it in well. We want to bring this up to boiling. Okay, it's now boiling. We want to boil it for about 2 minutes until it starts thickening. Keep stirring it because you don't want it to burn. Okay, now your broth is thickened a bit. You're going to add your potatoes and your carrots. Stir it in. Then add your corn. Stir that in. Okay. And now we're going to want to turn down our heat. We just want to simmer it for about 20 minutes until the potatoes are done. Be sure to stir your soup once in a while. I'm going to add a little pepper. And I'm not going to add any salt right now because we'll see how much salt the Spam adds to the soup. Potatoes about halfway done.
Spam trivia time. You know, when you think about it, Spam is almost up there as a brand name with McDonald's and Coca-Cola. Pretty amazing for a canned meat. And when it first came out, they had to convince people to buy a canned meat. And they tried to say it's a miracle meat in a can and it will save you time in the kitchen. But then came World War II and Spam sponsored the very popular Gracie Allen and George Burns radio show. And then after World War II, a lot of women GIs were recruited to be the Hormel girls. And they would travel from town to town with 35 matching white Chevrolets, and they'd come into town and they'd have huge parades and put on a show. They were a drum and bugle band. But that changed. They went on air on the radio as the Hormel girls and did more big band numbers. And that Hormel Girls show ranked number 4 in the Nielsen rating at the time. And of course there was a lot of plugs for Hormel chili and Spam. Now, while I was growing up, it seemed like Spam concentrated more on the women magazines like Ladies Home Journal, Family Circle, Woman's Day. And then there were ads by Brett Favre. You know, he was a Super Bowl champion and he had an ad advertising the joys of a delicious Spam burger hamburger in a hot and hearty bowl of Hormel chili with, of course, a tall glass of wholesome milk. Nowadays, I don't see much advertising. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I did see some clips from Spam advertising in England, and I thought it was really good. It's done by a company called Cheeky Communications, and they're kind of doing a parody of all these baking shows, right? And cooking shows with these celebrity chefs. So they have an aspiring chef called Nigel who takes inspiration for some of those TV recipes and cooks up his favorite dishes of Spam in each segment. And that Nigel is a no-nonsense northerner who takes the viewer through a food journey, noting that locally sourced, high-class deli ingredients are not realistic for us everyday folks. And each segment ends with, "Keep it real." Okay, our chowder should be done.
Now it's time to add our cheese, and we just want to get it nice and melted. It won't take long. Okay, it's melted. It's time to serve it. Doesn't that look good? Just gonna let it cool off a minute. Okay, I think it cooled enough. I'm not adding any salt until I see if it's salty or not. Still pretty hot. Still very hot. Do you know how many times I've burnt my mouth doing this taste test because I hate to wait? Oh, this is really good. Really, really rich. Creamy, cheesy, and crunchy corn. Hot again. This is so, so good. You have to try this recipe. And remember, please watch all the videos in SPAMtember, comment on them, and you might win your own handy dandy Spam slicer. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and now watch these Spam recipes.